In this video, we're going to look at two of the rules for small-sided games, recess goals and a player's choice restart. Now 3 versus 3 and 4 versus 4 games of that size, when the goal is on the back line, it's very easy for one of the players to drop back and get right in the goal and protect it. Unfortunately, that's not a good thing. The player doesn't really learn how to defend, and if he gets really comfortable with that, they'll stay back there and never get involved in the attack. One way to take care of that is to put an area around the goal, sort of like a crease, 2 yards by 2 yards by 2 yards, and say that that's a dead zone. No one can go in there. So now the players have to play out on the field. If the ball goes in and stops, it's a dead ball. The game's restarted just like it would if it had gone off the field. Now one of the problems with that is that on the field itself, you now take a chunk out of the field at both ends. This means that your rectangular playing field now has a little bit of different dynamics to it. And that becomes really apparent when you see a child trying to run across the field. Oh, they see the dead zone. Now they have to run around it. Here's how recess goals can help solve this problem. Move the goals about 2 yards back. Now, the dead zone is the area between the end line and the goal itself. If the ball goes here, no problem. We just restart the game. It's not a big deal. And if it stops here, it's not a goal. It's not a big deal. Restart the game with the appropriate decision. Either corner kick, free play in, player's choice, whatever it is you want to do. What it does on the field now, the field's a full rectangle. Players can move anywhere they want, in any fashion. You don't have to worry about that dead zone influencing play. Now what happens when you have a goalkeeper? Well, let's take a look at that situation. Okay, so now we have a field that's set up for a goalkeeper. We're talking about 5 versus 5, maybe 6 versus 6. The goal's on the back line, and we have to have some penalty area here, some area where you know the goalkeeper can use their hands and the area where they cannot. Now in reality, you're dealing with 8, 9, maybe 10-year-old kids. They don't have perhaps a lot of experience with this, and so for them, this is going to be a little confusing in itself. Another situation, the 1 versus 1. Now your young goalkeepers are going to have to confront this, where there's a breakaway or another opponent comes in, and they're going to have to deal with this situation. If you want to know what that looks like, just look at the movie The Big Green. But perhaps even worse than the 1 versus 1 is going to be the busy box. Those are those moments when the area's packed, the ball's pinging around, and everyone's yelling to the goalkeeper, use your hands, use your hands. There are a lot of feet down there. I could get hurt. So this puts a lot of pressure on, and this is where we're using recess goals to help make the game a little bit simpler. What we do, put the goal about 3 yards back from the end line. And here's the rule. It's very simple. The only person who can come in this area is the goalkeeper. That's it. No attackers, no extra defenders. We don't need them. The only person back there is the goalkeeper. Right away, you eliminate 1 versus 1s. Attackers can come in, but they're going to have to stop and take a shot or shoot while they're on the run from about 3 yards out. That's okay. Look at the age. Look what they're trying to learn. The other thing it eliminates are the busy goals. You don't have a lot of kids standing around the goalkeeper and giving them a lot more problems than they can handle at this age. As a matter of fact, the only things that the goalkeeper really needs to work on at this point is simply shot stopping, a little bit of safe diving, falling on the ball, things like that, and then distributions, getting the ball, putting it back into play. Now how about the rules? Simply, any ball that comes in that area, if the goalkeeper can get it, any ball between the sidelines, the goal, and the end line, the goalkeeper can get it. We're not going to worry about the pass back rule. We're not going to worry about anything like that. If the ball stops, that's okay. The goalkeeper can come out, get the ball, and simply put it back in play from there. It's going to be quick, simple, and easy. Now you have situations, what if the ball goes out over here or over here, through the sides? If it's touched by a defender, then it can come back as a corner kick. If it's touched by an attacker and goes through or goes out there, it becomes a goal kick. Now the goal kicks can be started from the goalkeeper, player's choice, whatever it is we need to do. But it's really that simple. And one other thing, let's not make the game too complicated. We don't need a lot of lines. The idea of putting lines out on the side, things like that, lines parallel to there, you don't need it. It's close enough for government work. These are 8 and 9-year-olds playing soccer. Just let them play, keep the game simple, and keep it going. So now what we're going to do, we're going to look at that other rule, the idea behind player's choice restarts, and see what that does to the game and why it's so important. Simply put, player's choice means this. At every restart in the game, whether it be a throw-in, a goal kick, a free kick, a kickoff, or a corner kick, the player who has the ball has the option of either passing or dribbling, depending on how they read the game and how they see the situation. The reason that this is so important is that for kids, when they're in possession with the ball, no matter who it is, him, her, no matter who, this kid must make a decision. Do I pass or do I dribble? It's the player's choice and the player's decision. Now, it's one thing to have the opportunity to make or it's one thing to have the responsibility to make the decision, but we need to give them the opportunity. And so what we do is we take the restarts, the throw-ins, the goal kicks, the kickoffs, the corner kicks, and we give them that opportunity, and the kids get to learn, look, slow down, get your head up, look around, what do you see, how do you read things, make a decision, and go from there. By combining this moment, restarting the game, with an important educational lesson, the kids are going to end up being able to pick up this part of the game a lot quicker. Now, there are a lot more opportunities to use recess goals and a player's choice restart in your regular form of training, and we'll look at some of those opportunities later on in different videos.